Tonight, there has been outcry from doctors over the decision to bring back a controversial chiropractic treatment that has previously resulted in babies' bones being broken. And a warning, this story contains vision that might distress some viewers.
Have to, unfortunately, just extend her a little bit to get it in the right place. That's why we quick.
It's a practice that's been banned for more than 4 years. The self-imposed industry ban on manipulating the spines of children under 2, brought in after this video of a Melbourne chiropractor holding a 2-week-old baby upside down, sparked public outrage.
And we're going to come into here. He's going to squawk a bit.
I have to say that I was very upset after watching this particular video image.
That baby was okay, but others weren't so lucky. In 2012, paediatrician Chris Pappas reported caring for a 4-month-old baby with a broken neck. The baby's vertebrae fractured during a chiropractic treatment.
All these blood vessels, all these nerves, all these tendons, muscles, bone, joints, they are fragile. You could have tearing of blood vessels, you can have damage to soft discs, you can have permanent fractures and permanent damage to muscle and ligament.
Now it's been revealed that the controversial practice is back. The Chiropractic Board quietly lifting its ban on spinal manipulation late last year, releasing new guidelines that it claims ensure safe and appropriate care by chiropractors who treat children.
You're a little back right there.
A move receiving heavy backlash from the medical community.
I'm extremely disappointed and shocked that this has happened. If I had a child in this age group right now, I would not let this happen to them.
We understand it can be really difficult to find treatment for some things that children suffer, but we urge you to stick with traditional methods, seeing your doctor or perhaps seeing a physiotherapist if it's needed.
The Health Minister today demanding an urgent explanation on the board's decision, which he says comes in spite of 2 reviews finding no evidence to support the practice.
And it begs the question, why is there no evidence? If you're not prepared to subject your methods to scientific study, then you're not confident they'll pass muster. And we think children are just too precious to be subject to unstudied treatments that we really know nothing about.
David Cahill is the president of the Australian Chiropractors Association. He says there's plenty of evidence to show this is safe and has performed such treatments on babies himself. David, 4 years ago, as we heard, the Chiropractor Board was worried enough about this that it banned it for the chiropractic community. What's changed?
What's changed is the Chiropractic Board of Australia, which is the regulatory authority, has had an in-depth look at it on top of the Safer Care Victoria review and has found that it is an extremely safe procedure to have done, and chiropractic care for babies is safe, and it's been shown to be so. So that's what's changed.
Well, but they also seem to admit that there's very limited research on this. So how can we say it's definitely safe? How can those 2 things be true?
Yeah, as with in all healthcare professions, there is limited research on children. The review itself, with 29,000 submissions for the government-led inquiry, 22,000 of which were from parents who took their children to chiropractors, it's an extraordinary response. And 99.6% of them were positive that the care benefited their child. And also, no evidence of harm was found in all those responses and in the searching that the researchers did over a long period of time. So I think we can say that it's safe.
You'll appreciate, though, that responses or submissions are not the same thing as evidence. It's not the same thing as a scientific study or peer-reviewed evidence. And the medical bodies seem to be lining up to say, especially in kids, this is dangerous. There is not the evidence to support it. What is it that? Why is it that you would say they don't know the research?
It's not that there's a total lack of research. There's always more research that can be done. But I think you've got to also let the people have their say, which they had in this instance. And then further research was done into the literature, and that they haven't found evidence of any harm on a child in Australia in the history of chiropractic care in Australia. So it's hard to dismiss parents who have a right to choose a healthcare profession of their choice.
David, it's also hard to dismiss doctors and paediatricians who say there's a risk of rupturing ligaments, muscles and even breaking bones if they've got some underlying bone problems. Are they wrong? And if so, how?
They are wrong, and the evidence doesn't support those contentions that they've made. Chiropractic care on kids is very gentle and uses minimal force, and I think sometimes the people making those claims haven't had exposure to chiropractic care. We don't sort of, twist babies' necks or their spines. We use very gentle force, and most of the time young kids can sleep through what we call an adjustment.
So do you have to be specially trained to perform this, or can any chiropractor do that?
Well, yeah, all chiropractors in their 5-year tertiary qualification do learn across the lifespan, from young babies to right to very elderly people. Some chiropractors have done more study, a lot have done more study with paediatrics, and some of them are further qualified in that area. And the Registration Board's new guideline expressly states that if you don't feel you have the capability or the qualifications or the experience to look after anyone, but particularly children, then you shouldn't be doing it, and you should be referring to other practitioners, which that's nothing new.
So just to be clear, it's left to whether or not you feel you're up to it. Like there's no specific expertise or specific qualification for the manipulation of baby spines?
No, Waleed, no. It's absolutely based upon your education and training, and you're qualified to do it.
So are there specific, specialisation exams or anything for this particular treatment on babies?
When you exit universities, you have certainly have exams for competency in all areas, including that. So, yeah, that's nothing different to any other area.
Right, but it's not a specialisation.
But a lot of chiropractors...
I'm just trying to be clear about this. It's not a specialised area.
Some chiropractors choose to go into that area and make that the focus of their practice and undertake more study, but at a basic level, chiropractors are competent when they leave university.
OK, David, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.